A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook and on the free Odyssey app.
High noon and welcome in. This is the Mason Crosby Show with me, Mitch Thunder Nellis, here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Happy Monday to everybody, but happy Monday especially to the man, the myth, the legend, the one and the only. I don't know about only. There's probably somebody else on earth named Mason Crosby, but he's the one. He's number two, Mason Crosby. I just confused myself completely.
That was a lot.
That was a lot. He's the one, but he wears number two, but he's, yeah.
I am always curious, like, is there another Mitch Nellis? Is there
another a retired doctor in North Carolina.
Okay.
Because
so you've looked that up. This is something you've done before.
Because I have mitchell.nellis@gmail.com. Okay. And when I tried to get Mitch Nellis or Mitch.Nellis, you don't really need the dot in Gmail. That's people don't know that.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's completely irrelevant. So when I tried to get Mitch.Nellis@gmail.com, I couldn't. Somebody already had it. So I went to LinkedIn. And there was a doctor in North Carolina who I believe he's retired now, but he was a doctor. And so happy.
Tell him to give it up.
Yeah. Come on, Mitch Nellis.
Yeah.
Jerk.
Yeah. You're retired. Be done with this.
Exactly. There's got to be another Mason Crosby out there, though, right?
I'm sure there is.
Have you run into any?
I have not.
Okay.
I have not.
Right.
Yeah. There's more Masons in the world than there were. I feel like whenever I was growing up, it wasn't as popular of a name. And obviously there's Crosby's out there, but yeah, I don't know. It's I'm gonna go look for the other Mason Crosby's.
Nice. I like that. Well, welcome.
How was the weekend? Everyone have a good one?
Every weekend was great. Mrs. Thunder and Big Rumble made their way back from 30A.
Ooh, okay.
So they were there all last week, so they made it back. And I am a new uncle.
Oh, congrats.
So Mazel Tov to Joe and Aunt Jessie.
Love it.
Uncle Joe did very little, and Jesse did a lot. And so we wish health and happiness. We don't have a baby name yet. We will at some point. Actually, we will on Saturday.
Is there a process to that?
There is. Old Testament. It's it's 8 on the 8th day. Is the day of the bris, the snip,
and then
if
the
you
name
will.
comes,
and then the name comes. Yeah.
All right.
So right now we're just calling the baby Potato.
Yeah. Of course.
Baby Tot.
Baby Tot. I like that.
But everybody's healthy. My mother-in-law's out there. Mrs. Thunder and Little Rumble are headed out Thursday night to go visit.
Awesome.
And be there for that. And so I'm a new I still don't have a niece. It is a baby boy. So I have 3 nephews now. No, I was kind of cheering for a girl just because I know girls and I don't have any need, but
it's a nice mix up.
I wasn't cheering for anything. I'm just happy.
You can be a
health.
boy uncle. That'd be good.
How about you, Mace? How was your weekend?
Weekend. Let's see. We had a soccer game last night.
Is that a Nolan Crosby?
Nolan had a game.
So is he all soccer right now? No football or
soccer and golf? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so is football like done or just off this year because of the concussions?
He's off this year. He's trying to. Yeah, he's kind of leaning into soccer and golf a little bit and seeing if that's the path he wants to take. So we're leaning heavy into that. But he turned 16 on Saturday, so we had 10 of his friends.
How'd that party
took
go?
him out on the boat. We had to shut him down at about 3 a.m. on Friday night. Or
that
I guess
seems
Saturday
reasonable.
Morning. I don't know if they shut it down, but it was just kind of like, all right, like this party is at least it's over. At about 2:00, they had ventured out into the backyard and they're in the pool and I'm like, no. We're not doing this at 2 a.m. in the morning. So
that's a lot.
Yeah, but it was fun. His friends are awesome, super respectful, good guys. So
just having a good time.
Having a good time. It was fun taking him on the boat. So he gets his license right after school today. So I'm taking him.
Or he goes
his
for
official
excuse
license.
Excuse me. Let's not jinx anything. He goes for his driver's test.
He goes for it. He goes for it. There's some guys that I wouldn't have believed would have gotten it that have it. So I think he should be all right.
I felt the same way last month when Big Rumble, when Hallie got her license as well. Like I knew she was going to get it. She was more nervous than I was. I wasn't nervous at all because I'd driven with her and I knew she was a good driver.
It's like these, let's be real. Like they just want to see you put your hands on the wheel. Like you're looking at your mirrors. Like you just do.
You got to really mess something up to not get your license, which if you do not get your license, 414-677-1250. Does anybody have a good story of not getting their license on the first time? Did you blow through a stop sign? Did you panic when a deer ran into the road or something like that? Just
running red lights.
Because there's got to be
all kinds of stuff.
She was taking the test one of the days where there was the smoke. And so there were like public service announcements like drive with your headlights.
Yeah, that's
so
tough.
she asked, it was like 2 PM. She asked, should I have my headlights on? The guy was like, no, don't worry. It's like, it's not, but it was.
I think it depends on who you get. You know, it's like whoever if somebody's having a tough day, Monday might be a little tough. I'm like a little worried, going over to the DMV on a Monday. It could be a rough one, but
love that.
I mean, it's like a 20-minute scheduled thing. Like I think they get in the car,
it is
like
in and out
a mile and they're back.
Yeah. Just drive through the neighborhood. Make sure you can park.
Can you get between the white lines? Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's been driving this vehicle for the last 6-7 months. And so he should be fine.
All right. Well, speaking of driving, Mason, Jacob Mizorowski and Logan Henderson drove the bus this weekend straight into victory lane for our Milwaukee Brewers. And I know we're kind of like up and down on Kyle Harrison. Like, what's he going to end up looking like? How's he going to get back to his first half of the season form? But Miz and Logan are just shut down right now. And it was fun watching the Brewers not just beat up on the Dodgers, but win 3 out of 4, end up that road trip 3, they won, they went 3-4 overall after getting swept in San Diego. And so we have lots of questions. What did they send a message? How good are Miz and Henderson compared to what the pitching was last year? Like I don't even know what, Jake Bauers going 4 for 4, reaching base 5 times yesterday. Joey Ortiz with a 2-run homer on Saturday. There's so many good things and happy things, and with a day off today. Mace, I don't know where you want to start, but I would just jump right into Logan and Miz and like, man, are these two something special right now?
Yeah, I think the 2 games over the weekend are just so pertinent and on the top of our minds. And I mean, Mizorowski, honestly, it was like, were we more impressed in that game with his kind of his secondary pitches than his fastball? Like with those pitches to Ohtani and Freeman, like getting them, like striking those 2 out back to back was, I mean, that was a master class, like in getting those guys out. And just some of those, like, I mean, he throws a 91 mile an hour, like sinker, right? Like, and getting Freeman to chase, Ohtani to chase.
Hey, Mace, do you mean
fantastic?
Do you mean this?
Got him swinging. Jacob Mizorowski with a pump of the fist as he strikes out a pair of future Hall of Famers to strand a bases loaded situation.
I mean, that's just
2
unbelievable.
up with bases loaded, right?
Yeah.
Like they both like had an opportunity there. And I mean, and 2 guys you do not want to face. Like if it's anyone else, you're just like
professional hitters.
You almost maybe walk them.
Yeah,
sure. And just say like, all right, let's just try to hold on to this lead or win this another way. But Mizorowski just, I mean, with him and Henderson, they can't be beat. Like I don't see,
it's scary,
a team that can beat those 2 guys come playoff time. So
here's
you kind of have 2 wins under your belt, and then you just have to, you got to figure out how to get those other 2.
I love how you think, Mace. And 414-677-1250, the Nicolay Law Talking text line. We've got a couple drivers test stories coming in. But how confident are you with Miz and Logan as your 1-2 pitchers? And, I mean, part of this comes down to, Mason, if they give up no runs, you can't lose games. Exactly. You might not win. I mean, it might be 0-0 into the 9th inning, but you can't lose. The question is, again, kind of like we saw against the Dodgers last year, if the Dodgers pitchers are pitching at the best of their abilities, do you lose 2-1? Do you lose 1-0 if Miz or Logan give up 1 run here and there? But the way they pitched yesterday, I mean, and over the weekend, Logan Henderson, a career high 7-inning games, 3 hits. He didn't give up a walk until the last inning. He struck out 6, and he's not a big strikeout guy. but he gets swings and misses. I guess I shouldn't say he's not a big strikeout guy. I meant he's not a big velocity guy. He's not throwing 99 101. He's mixing pitches so well. After the game, Mason, they asked him about, we remember that game in San Diego where he was up 2-1 and gave up a 2-run homer, and then they lost the game in that first game in San Diego. How important was it to him to survive that seventh?
Yeah, I was really happy to get through 7 today. Left a bitter taste in my mouth after last outing, not being able to finish it and losing the game in the 7th. So it was really good. It was a really good team win today, and we had some good plays in the field. JB had an unbelievable day, getting on base 5 times, but it was just a great team win.
I mean, what a calm, like team first guy right there.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's from the top. You get the juice from, like, Miz has some real fire and some juice in him. I mean, you could tell he was excited. Logan Henderson does seem to be just maybe a little more of a calming, like he has this like veteran presence about him, which
even though he's
really
not,
like.
but
he's a young guy.
He's just like focused and does his job, right?
Yeah, he's just out there doing his thing. Do the Dodgers I'm a little more scared of the Braves right now, than the Dodgers at this point. I get it. Like, Yamamoto did what he needed to do. We kind of called that one. Like,
Yamamoto
lost that. Yeah. But Skubal, we kind of got after him a little bit. This team did.
Yep.
And then, I mean,
bullpen, not good.
Gosh, their bullpen's not great.
Right. If you can get to their bullpen, right?
I like this. I honestly like the Brewers against the Dodgers a little bit more this year. And again, we liked it last year in the regular season.
We did. Right.
It's just it's so tough to know. But I do think the pitching for this Brewers team, like Miz with another year under his belt and how good he is. Logan Henderson is an elite pitcher right now. When Kyle Harrison's dealing the way he can, he's going to be elite. May coming in can be a veteran, just solid force for this team. I think this starting pitching might be it's better than it was last year.
Yes.
So
I agree with
get
that.
Us a little bit further.
I think what we don't know yet, there are things we know and things we don't know. We don't know what the Dodgers starting pitching is going to look like in October. Yamamoto and Skubal are going to start, but Sasaki, who started Thursday night, probably is not starting. Robleski is 1,000% not starting. Yes. He had the loss on Saturday. What we do know, with that said, though, is the Dodgers offense, and granted, it's August 17th. It's not October 17th. So this can change in 2 months. But the Dodgers offense is not what it's been in past years. Andy Pages is great. Their center fielder. He was like an up-and-comer last year. He has been above expectations. Everybody else, like Freddie Freeman's been good, but not great. Shohei has been great, but not Shohei great. Kyle Tucker's been terrible. Max Muncy's really good. He's hitting home runs. Mookie Betts has been terrible. Teoscar Hernandez has been terrible. Dalton Rushing has been good, but he's hurt right now. So is Will Smith, their other catcher. Tommy Edmonds been just average. They are not having the offensive season that scares you in a way that the Dodgers did the past 2 years. And if that carries over to the postseason, again, Shohei can have a Shohei game where he homers 3 times and he beats you by himself, but nobody else on this team is really beating you right now.
Do you think they bring Shohei back in the playoffs to pitch?
If he's healthy enough to give them a couple innings here and there, I think they do whatever it takes to get that win. Yeah. And they're not going to sacrifice him you're out all of 27, but maybe they do. Maybe they know baseball's not going to happen in 27. So we don't really care if Shohei gets hurt. We don't really care if he gets worse, because if he has to sit out all of 27, we'll win in 26. We'll forfeit a 80-game season in 27 and maybe not even make the playoffs. And then we'll win it all again in 28 because we'll put it back together around a new healthy Shohei. I could see the Dodgers having that pomposity to sacrifice a season of Shohei, knowing it's going to be a shortened season potentially, and just going for it that way.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I got a question about Bryce Terang. So obviously, a little knee soreness.
Scheduled to play tomorrow.
Day-to-day.
We think he's coming back tomorrow. Okay.
Question for you: last year,
Yeah.
with how Bryce Turang played and all that. Like, if he had been out, like, would we have been pretty worried, like, going into some of these games? Like, I feel like he was such a, like, his bat was just so important. It was like, it was the cog in this.
Well, during that 14-game winning streak in August, he was like,
all him.
He was Babe Ruth.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he was unbelievable.
Having him out and going into LA and winning this series and all of that, and then having a little rest and all like, if he comes back and he's fresh and his bat gets hot again, Cooper Pratt, I saw, is doing his rehab start on Tuesday. There,
he's going to be in Appleton.
Rattlers, right? So it's like,
you want to go? We should go. Just show
we're
up.
Gonna get these fresh guys coming back. Like, you know, in all reality, the Brewers might be doing more of a Dodger-esque type buildup towards the playoffs than they have in the past.
A little bit. I don't know if I buy into that exactly, but I do think it says something that this team was able to win.
Destiny.
Yeah, I like it. I like that this team was able to win 3 out of 4 in LA without Bryce Turang. The question now, Mason Crosby, obviously, is Bryce Turang or Nellis, right? That's his name, Jonathan Ornelas.
Oh, I did.
Right?
Jonathan.
Like, do I have to get an Ornelas jersey now?
Ornelas, you have to.
I feel like it probably they pronounced it Ornelas. I definitely thought it was going to be like Ornejas, but it's just one L. It's not double L. But
that's funny. My kids had a teacher, and it's Gallardo.
Gallardo,
and I was like Gallardo.
Yep.
And they're like, no, it's Gallardo.
It's not. There's no.
I'm like,
Giovanni Gallardo pitched for the Brewers. It's Gallardo.
She's definitely not like Spanish.
Welcome to Tennessee.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, Miss Gallardo, and they're like, stop, Dad. It's Gallardo.
Carrie from Tosa writes in 414-677-1250. I do not trust the Dodgers. Look at how everyone was hurt last year and miraculously was healed for the playoffs. I'm not sure they're showing their full hand. Do not trust. I agree, except that like Mookie Betts is playing.
Yeah.
Teoscar Hernandez is playing, and they are not having a good season. And
it's wild to think that they could literally like have that mindset.
Right.
I don't know. Baseball could be a different animal. Like, obviously playing football, it's just like, there's no way you can just be like, hey, we're just going to coast and just kind of show half our stuff. And then we'll be like ramp it up for the playoffs. That's always the concern when you have a bye week in the NFL before the playoffs, right? Is like, are guys going to be sharp and ready to play? Like, I find it hard to believe that they're literally having a conversation and saying, we're just not going to play, guys, or we're just not going to do our best.
Right.
We're going to win this division anyways. We'll be the 1 or 2 seed in the playoffs, and we'll be fine once that time comes.
All right. I do think they do that a bit with their pitchers because they did it last year with Blake Snell and Glasnow, and they're doing it again with Snell and Glasnow.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know how it's going to be with Ohtani, and if he even is going to be healthy enough to pitch in the postseason. But I'd be shocked if he pitched. Maybe he would pitch once or twice at the end of September just to get back on the mound to get ready for the postseason.
Yeah.
Hitters, I think, are different. Like if you're like Kyle Tucker. They spent like $60 million a year on this guy, and he was on the Cubs last year, and he was kind of up and down. Yeah. He's been terrible, and he went 0 for the 7-game homestand, Mason, and he dropped that ball. There was a ball in like the 8th inning last night, or not, whenever it was. Listen, it was a tough one. It was in the sun. He had to go back, but it was not like you got to make that catch. You're a major league right fielder.
For sure.
He's been brutal. Now I will say, if he and Mookie Betts like decide to be MVP candidates in October, that changes this whole team. I just don't know. Like, I don't know that you can struggle for an entire season while playing as a hitter, not being hurt, but while playing, and then turn it on. I don't think it works that way.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I it's hard to imagine. I get the pitching. I do think, and I think Snell, he had a
great, and he was great.
Just came back, slinging it again. So, So those guys are concerning. If all of a sudden you like inject them into their starting rotation, that does change it a little bit. But again, like I said, I think this Brewers team has a better starting rotation than they did even last year.
Yep.
Like you're going to get more out of Henderson. You're going to get more out of Miz than you did last year. Like Peralta gave you 4 or 5 innings. Like,
and that was it.
It was just it.
And then they had a bullpen, and then they had bullpen games.
Games,
Jose Quintana was there. Quinn Priester was there. Miz actually pitched great out of the bullpen last year. But but what they have this year should be significantly better. And if Harrison figures it out, or if they figure out that Harrison just needs to pitch at home in the playoffs, that is fantastic as well. CB is in downtown Milwaukee. CB, you're first up on the Mason Crosby Show. What do you got for us today, CB?
Yeah, I got a question for Mason.
Sir.
In your opinion, do you think Matt LaFleur is just sick and tired of Banks and Nixon?
Ooh, we're gonna, you know what?
We're
Listen
gonna get
to
to
the
that
show.
in the
We are
next
gonna
one.
get to that. Yep.
Yeah, we'll get that in the next segment. But yeah, some of his comments, I mean, the Banks stuff was interesting. He did not seem too happy. And the biggest thing in all of sports, but in the NFL especially, is availability, right? Yep. Accountability and availability is what is preached all the time. And not being available with a guy that's been paid that much, and you're seeing a lot from these young guys, like, I'm happy if he's lighting a fire and saying, like, you got to get on the field if you want to be our starting guard. We're not just going to hand you that. So
what about Nixon? What about Nixon?
You know what, CB, we're going to get to Nixon. We got a whole segment.
Nixon because
you got to listen to the whole show, okay?
That was interesting. So yeah, check it out in the next segment because we'll talk about that.
And the whole 1 o'clock hour. I mean, this is going to be a heavy Packers zone. We're just talking Brewers right now.
CB.
Yep. And I do wonder, like, you talk about availability with some of these guys, and as we're talking about Bryce Terang, Cooper Pratt, Sal Frelick, I think, is hitting 7 straight games during his rehab assignment.
Yeah.
How does that come back? How does that affect Luis Lara? Lara's really good, but Lara's been slumping a little bit. He hasn't been hitting quite as well as he was, but he's had a great glove for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
But Sal's a Gold Glove outfielder, so you don't. These are things that Pat Murphy's going to have to figure out, right?
Yeah, good problems to have.
Yep.
I just keep thinking, like, we talked about this, like Andrew Vaughn, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like,
yep.
I mean, the way he's playing, but it's like, is he even going to be on this team next year, right?
Right,
like,
sure.
Like, are you going to keep him around? But I mean, he is just, he's that guy that you want at the plate. He's going to get hits. He's batting 300. Like, he is that guy. So this team across the board, other than maybe like when Sanchez is in the lineup or something like that, I mean, everybody is going to be in that 270 plus range. They're going to find ways to get on base. And then Luis Lara, even though he's not one of those elite hitters, when he does, like, he got that double, was that on Saturday?
Yep.
And just, it's like he scores a run and just finds a way.
Flies around. I mean, he's so fast. He flies around the bases.
He's just exciting and electric. So, yeah, this team is fun. They're when they lose a game, I feel like it's shocking. When they lost the series against Padres, it's like so shocking. But now they're 5 games up again on the Cubs, and we're like, all right, everything's right in the world. And,
remember,
better than the Dodgers.
Remember Thursday when we were talking about objects are closer in your rearview mirror? Now they're not anymore.
I know.
And listen, there's still 7 games against the Cubs this year. So that's still in play. The Cubs go 5-2 in those 7 games, and this is going to be a race to the finish.
Exactly.
But if they don't get to 5-2, even if the Cubs win that series 4-3, like, I still feel pretty confident the Brewers win this division. Jake Bauers OPS up to 884 after a 4-for-4 day with a walk. Andrew Vaughn's at 847. Gary Sanchez, you mentioned, and Gary Sanchez, it's so funny. Gary Sanchez is hitting 220, but his OPS is 815 because he slugs. Like, in very limited games, he's got 10 home runs in 68 games, which is a 25 solid home run pace if he was an everyday player. They don't need him to be an everyday player. Yeah. But when he's in there, he's going to swing as hard as he can, and he's going to run as slow as a turtle, but he might hit it hard. Exactly.
Got to get it out there.
414-677-1250. More Brewers to talk, but we've got a lot of Packers to talk about as well. Matt LaFleur spoke yesterday. He spoke about the defensive backs. Keyshawn Nixon spoke to Tucker Kraft. Why do I want to say Taylor Kraft? I have no idea who Taylor Kraft is.
I don't either.
Yeah. Tucker Kraft spoke, and a lot of reaction, a lot of social media reaction to Keyshawn Nixon. So we got to dive deep into that one.
Yeah, that was a weird one.
Your workout buddy, your rehab buddy.
I know. I love
that's a long time ago. But that was 5 years ago. Is that 5 years ago?
Yeah.
People change, man.
Weird mentality he has right now.
Exactly. He's Mason Crosby. I'm Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder. Remember, baseball coverage on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network is presented by Xfinity. Score the most reliable Wi-Fi, one price, 5 years guaranteed. Xfinity. Imagine that. Plenty more to come here on the Mason Crosby Show.
Yes, sir.
This is the Mason Crosby Show with me, Mitch Thunder Nellis. Welcome in on a Monday, a wonderful Monday.
It is wonderful.
Yeah, weather's nice. How's your weather, Mace?
It's good here, yeah.
Is it a little too, you got some humidity going
It's
on, or
hot.
you guys okay?
It's hot. It's not too bad.
Yeah, same here.
We're surviving.
Yeah, nice. It was yesterday, got to be a lot hotter than it was. I don't think it was supposed to be like above 85, and it got hot here yesterday. I don't know, like out of nowhere.
Wisconsin hot.
Yeah, that's right. That's Wisconsin hot, exactly. 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law Talk and Text line. You can continue your thoughts on the Milwaukee Brewers. We'll talk some more Brewers during the show, but we got to talk about our Green Bay Packers and Mr. Keyshawn Nixon. Keyshawn's fighting for a starting job, Mace, and he sounds a little weird. I don't like.
It was his whole body language. It
Yeah.
was like the video, like all the stuff.
Right, the video was weird. Here's the audio.
Yeah, let's hear it.
You competing to keep your starting job. So how do you view it?
I guess I'm being punished right now. I guess. I don't know. I don't really worry about what I'm running in the camp, ones or twos. I just keep my process and just compete for real.
What would the punish be? Would it be that play in Pittsburgh or?
I don't know. That's between the coaches. I don't know. I just come here and have the same process and get better every day and then just stack days. Can't really worry about, what they throw at me. Whatever they throw at me, though, I'm going to attack it with a challenge. So I'm here for it, no matter what it is.
What have they told you exactly about what your role is?
Nothing. I don't know. They ain't really told me nothing. I'm just every day I find out a different thing and I just attack it. I don't care what it is. Whether it's me taking reps on special teams, whatever it is, I attack it though. I'm here. Can't really run me off, so I'm ready to play ball.
Hey, can't run him off, Mace. He's ready to play ball.
Yeah, I think he instantly regretted saying that he felt like he was being punished.
Yeah.
Like, that was an instant like, I probably shouldn't have said that. But yeah, it's interesting because I did see he was running with the ones.
Okay.
St. Juice got like moved back a little bit. So, I mean, I agree. It's like it is training camp. They're gonna, it's Jonathan Gannon's new defense. He's gonna want to see different guys together, how things flow and work. But there's something about like the presence there, right? Like
Yes.
I feel like a starting corner, a DB1, like it's like when Charles Woodson talked, or even Tremont Williams, like Sam Shield, like these kind of like elite starting guys. Like it was just there was a different presence.
There's
to
a
him.
confidence, but
Yeah.
and an ego, but not that rubbed you the wrong way, but like there was a confidence that was kind of contagious that other people felt also, that like, oh, you're a cornerback, like you have this mentality that you're going to go out and get the job done no matter what, and you have this confidence about it.
Exactly. It was a little uncertainty. Like he felt a little, obviously disappointment. Like there was just a lot of feels going on with how he responded to some of that. Like, and then I don't love the fact that, again, we talk about roles and understanding roles all the time. And now he doesn't know his role. He doesn't know, nobody knows exactly what their role is at this moment, which training camp can be that way.
That's what I was going to ask,
part of
Mason.
training
Is that training camp that, like, yes, as long as
Especially
you
with
know
the new
by
coach,
right,
especially with a new coach. Yeah, like he's going to test guys. He wants to see how they respond. He wants to see how they compete, because you do have to compete, even if you're that starting guy. You have to go out there and you have to compete every day. But I do have still a concern with that DB room where it's like, who is the leader of that group? Like you got Xavier McKinney. Your safeties are solid,
right?
But
can a safety be a leader of the entire secondary room, or does safety need its own leader and cornerback need its own leader?
I kind of look at them as two separate. Like
Okay.
I feel like who is that? Like who is the leader in that cornerback room?
Oh, there definitely isn't one.
No, you're just
like it was supposed to be Keyshawn.
It's supposed to be Keyshawn, but after that and like how it's gone through camp, it's just kind of like we're just trying to figure it out, right? And it's like you just don't have a bona fide stud on the outside that is gonna, like a Xavier McKinney in the back end, where it's just like that is our guy. like nobody's going to mess or touch them. Like he is the stud. And I don't know, it could be good if guys shape up and do the right things, but it could also be, this could be detrimental for this team if we just don't ever know exactly who those anchors are on the outside for this cornerback room.
So how much is it like if your best corner is a rookie and if Brandon Cisse is in fact cornerback 1 in this room, but he's not ready to be the leader. He's not ready to be vocal. He's not ready. He hasn't played. He's never even played an NFL game yet versus like, all right, Keyshawn got a free agent deal. Valentine, like, he left, came back. He's hurt now. St. Juste is a veteran, but he's always been like a special teams guy. Like he's not really a starting guy. Like, is it the team's job to have a leader in that room, or does it develop, by week 8, 9, could it be Cisse, or could it develop into a crew that makes more sense? Like you can't really have a leader at every single position, can you? I mean, you can't have that many veterans leading the team.
No, not necessarily. And I do think McKinney will kind of lead the way, like in that DB space, ultimately.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be real, Keyshawn Nixon, my prediction, he'll be the game 1 starter.
Yeah, I would agree. Cisse and Nixon.
Yeah,
that'd be my guess.
I just don't think St. Juste is better than him. I think he's a viable backup and he's going to be a good option if he needs to. Like Keyshawn Nixon will start at cornerback.
Agreed.
Cisse will be on the other side. Valentine will get, he'll get some rotation and he'll be in the game. But I think Keyshawn Nixon has the juice and the vibes and like all the things to be that guy. He's been punched in the gut, and now it's like how do you respond and how do you handle it? And I think some of those can be positive. Like I do think they're testing him. They're testing his resolve, testing his competitiveness. And I don't doubt that Keyshawn is a competitor, but it's also like how do you handle it day in and day out, and how does your mentality not change to now I'm like against this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like me against this organization trying to prove something,
right?
And more like I'm going to be the best version of myself for my team. I'm going to go out there and be the best.
Let's hear what Matt LaFleur had to say yesterday when he was asked about his cornerback room.
I think he's just putting his head down and trying to take it one day at a time.
That's Nixon.
And I think that's the approach you have to take. And I think it is a good battle right now. I think all those guys, obviously CV being out right now kind of throws a wrench in it. But I think when he was in there, he was playing some good ball. And then you got Cisse and St. Juste, that all 4 of those guys are competing at a high level.
Yeah. So he didn't give you a whole lot there, but yeah. I mean, that's more coach speak, I think. But he didn't, he had a chance to bury Nixon a little bit there. And I think, does Matt LaFleur know that he needs Keyshawn Nixon to be at least a contributing member of this team? Like that they're not ready to just cut bait yet? He's on this team. I mean, you unless you go and get somebody that is a bona fide starting corner in this league, like Keyshawn Nixon is going to be one of those cornerbacks. And then Cisse seems to have like elevated himself already into that other role because Valentine's been hurt and like just not available. So Cisse has done his job as a rookie and has shown that he's capable of holding that other corner spot. Right.
And again, like you talked about, as a rookie, it's going to be hard to step into a vocal leadership role. And you don't always need a vocal leader in those spots. Like Sam Shields was not a vocal leader. He was a great corner.
Yeah.
Charles Woodson, honestly, wasn't always a vocal, like when he spoke,
he led by example.
Yeah. His performances and like how his demand was felt on that defense and like how he prepared, how he performed, all of those things. When he spoke, everybody listened. Like it was just like, all right, it's time to do what Woodson's saying. But your performance is going to speak. So a rookie, his performance is going to speak for himself, and like he just needs to be confident, humble. Like it's an odd balance that those guys have to have as a rookie. And if he goes out and performs week in and week out, he will earn that. He'll earn that respect, and he'll earn that voice in those rooms to be able to go and lead in that way.
You're watching the Mason Crosby Show on the Growth Law video stream. We're on Instagram Live, Twitter X, YouTube, Facebook. Injured Growth Gets It. That's GROTH. Growth Gets It. Ron writes in, and he had a question about, is there kind of a difference here between how Pat Murphy manages and sometimes speaks some hard truths, especially to younger players, and Matt LaFleur, and is he willing to speak hard truths to his players sometimes? Do you see that there's an opportunity here for Matt LaFleur to speak some more truth, or do you think that Keyshawn Nixon is finally starting to get it?
I do think sometimes, like, the media, like the outside of the fans, like wish they could hear or get some of the inner workings in that building. But like, I'm not sure if those tough conversations are being had behind closed doors even. So Keyshawn Nixon, his reaction was that he hasn't been communicated to, like, his role and like where he stands, like what their expectations are of him. So yes, I am concerned that LaFleur and that building, how the culture is there, is that they will not just address things directly and say, we need you to look and be like this, or you won't be the guy, right? Like that stuff, like there's certain personalities that need some of that, right? Like I think Keyshawn is a back against the wall type player. Like if he feels like he's been slighted or all that, we might see some of his best stuff. Like that might be who he is. So it's up to the coach and the manager and all those to identify what motivates a player and then coach them that way. And I think that might be some of what's lacking. And that's obviously what they said in their exit interviews. Right. LaFleur has a responsibility to tell his players what he thinks and what he expects of them. And if he's not doing that, then we're going to continue to see the same type of things happening there at 1265.
I have an interesting one here, Mason, because at first I had one reaction, and then I thought about it, and I think I might have changed my mind. 262 just writes in and says, this is such a nothing burger. And at first I was like, no, this is a big deal. Like, Keyshawn's a mess. Like, he was supposed to be a starter. He's not that good. And then part of me was thinking, like you and I are on the same page, Mason. Like, we both believe Cisse and Nixon will be starting. Yeah. And that Valentine is there, and then St. Just is there. And it's like, maybe this is a little bit of a nothing burger, because at the end of the day, Cisse and Nixon are good, and we're going to find out on the field. Like, is Nixon good enough to hang? And if he is good enough to hang, that makes this defense a lot better. And like, yeah, he's weird in how he communicates, and his body language is all weird. But if he goes out and plays, kind of who cares? Yeah.
And I mean, he had the most pass breakups in the league last year, but he also had a lot of penalties, right? So he's a grabbing physical, like, he's going to be a mauler. Usually, like, it was surprising in Pittsburgh because he's, I think, traditionally known as a physical good tackler. Right. So it's like, I think he can bring a lot to this team, but it's also like those things need to be communicated. And I do think it is a nothing burger in a sense, because he will be the starter. And Jonathan Gannon, though, is also trying to figure out the types of players he has. Yes. Like, we can't forget, because I feel like we do forget because we don't hear from Gannon that much. And like, it feels like they're protecting his defense and him and some of these things, which they do in Green Bay sometimes. But it's like, we do have a new defensive coordinator. He has to figure out his players. He has to figure out how they tick. He has to figure out how he can push them to compete and what he can get out of them and how they're going to work together and the chemistry there. So I do think it'll all sort itself out. And I do think Nixon will be the game one starter for this Packers team. So at the end of the day, his play on the field will determine what happens. And we're going to forget about all this, right? These comments and this back and forth during training camp, and he goes out and plays well. Yeah. Right. The things I'm concerned more about are LVN's hurt again now. And it's like offensive line, like, just if they can't protect Jordan Love, it's not good. And it looks like they can't protect him very well already here in training camp at times. So those are some of the things that we need to dive maybe deeper into to kind of give our opinion and, just see how these things unfold.
We'll dive deeper into that, as well as Tucker Kraft, who spoke at length yesterday after playing 11 on 11s and shining, of course, as he was going to do, but also talking a little bit about his contract situation. So we'll talk about that in the second hour of the program. He's Mason Crosby. I'm Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder. We are the Mason Crosby Show. This is the Mason Crosby Show on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. We are live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Mace, I was thinking about over the weekend, I liked that the Packers played right away on Thursday, but I kind of missed having a game over the weekend. Is that weird?
Yeah, it was early. Yeah, it felt like it feels like it's been a long time since they played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
when
with
is their
that
next? When is their next game?
I should probably know that.
I know. I haven't even looked.
Yeah. I don't know if any of I really don't look at scores.
Oh, I do know it's Friday
Oh, it is Friday?
I'll be in Green Bay doing something there. And
Okay.
Lambeau Field.
But the Packers are on the road again, right? So
they're on the road at Denver.
And then they've got their home against, I think, Arizona.
Yeah.
The last game. Okay. I don't know. I don't know if any scores or anything. I don't know. I just don't know that things jumped out to me. I know I was in Chicago on Saturday while the Bears were beating the Browns, and it was okay. But I was actually in Lincoln Square, so I was closer to the cut. So I didn't see any Bears gear. I saw Cubs gear. I said, everyone I walked by on the street, I said, "Go Brewers."
Browns quarterbacks are still really bad.
Yeah,
just overthrowing, giving Bears just easy interceptions, balls just hitting guys in the chest because they just cannot throw a pass. So
just bad, right?
Yeah, Bears put up points though. Maybe Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson's on something. If they did in the first preseason game,
Yeah.
What if they get shut out opening week?
Oh, I would love that.
Wouldn't that be so? I don't even care who it's. I don't even know who they're playing. Not the Vikings or the Packers, obviously.
Yeah.
But just shut out opening week. That'd be amazing.
That's the dream.
Yeah. We're going to talk Tucker Kraft in the 1 o'clock hour. We'll get back a little bit into the Brewers' day off. Finally, 17 straight days for the Brewers. They finally get a day off, Mace.
It's about time. Yeah.
Yeah. You ever play 17 straight games?
I've never.
You ever golf 17 straight days?
Oh gosh, that's the dream. That's the dream.
That's right. He's Mason Crosby. I'm Mitch Nellis. We are the Mason Crosby Show.
Yes, sir.
A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook and on the free Odyssey app.
What it is, what it do. Welcome into hour number 2. High Noon in Provo, Provo, Utah.
It's Monday.
Let's
Fletch
go.
lives.
That's right. Indeed. Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah, you like that?
Nicely done, Mace. Man,
Gosh, I think I need to. I don't know if I've shown like Nolan the Fletch movies, and I don't know if he'd appreciate them, but I do think he needs to get some of that.
I agree. I think the first
80s comedy.
Yes.
That stuff was so good.
Yes, it was. Absolutely. 414-677-1250 is our Nicolay Law talk and text line. If you want to chime in, be part of the show. Brewers win 3 out of 4 against the Dodgers. Packers, after a weekend of practicing following Thursday's game in Pittsburgh, a day off today, at least
nice.
to the media. I don't know if they actually have. Are they off?
I think they
or
have
their
to
meetings
take a day off every 7 days, something like that.
So I think today is that day off.
Yeah.
Goody is talking tomorrow.
Ooh.
So we'll get to hear.
What's he going to talk about?
Yeah, I don't know if there are any roster updates, but I'm sure Mr. Mason Crosby that he will get a question or two about the current negotiation status with number 85, the freak of an athlete, Tucker Kraft.
Maybe he's scheduled to talk because they're about to get the deal done.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That would be something.
Tucker came back to 11 on 11s, looked
Yes,
good, like 4 catches, had a touchdown. Just, I mean, when that guy's injected into the offense, it's just it is a completely different animal, right? Like he is that type of player. The concern though is that tight end room, right? Like
yes,
behind him, like what is there, right? Like Wiley, Dabney.
Let's not even get there yet, Mason.
Let's
just focus
I have to
on
get
that.
there.
On that Tucker was out there.
All right, Tucker's
playing
amazing.
away.
Let's just stay positive on this Monday.
Let's
Tucker
talk
Kraft
about
is an amazing football player.
Here's Tucker Kraft.
Felt good. Getting my hands on my teammates, making contact again, surviving the ground, through the catch, and just beating. Yeah, snap count for sure. Like I've said since the beginning of training camp, they have a plan for me, and week by week they're going to gradually increase my snap count depending on the full rep range of practice. So, my job is just out there and answer when my number's called.
Gosh, Tucker Kraft, true professional. He's a professional ball player. Like just like how he worded that, like what he talks about, like getting his hands on, like he is every coach's like dream, right?
Yes.
Like, he says like everything coaches say, like get my hands on my teammates and like, the physicality, just, getting back out there, surviving the ground on the catch, all this, like he says all the right things, does all the right things, pay the man now. Like, you cannot lose that guy.
Do you want Keyshawn Nixon to watch interview tape of Tucker Kraft?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's going to be like, you got to have your own unique brand and like how you do it.
Okay.
Like, there like guys do it differently, but yeah, like there is a way that you handle yourself in these interviews. But when people are approaching Tucker Kraft, like I'll give Keyshawn the benefit of the doubt in this situation. When they approach Tucker Kraft, they're excited. They want positive news. They all that. Like when Keyshawn's in his locker and everyone's coming to, like he knows he's like they're not attacking, but like they're prying. They want to get into the psyche.
They want to get something.
They want to get something from him. So there's always going to be a guarded and a different conversation. Keyshawn goes and gets a pick in the first game and balls out and all that. Like we could hear a different Keyshawn Nixon, right? Like you could hear a whole different vibe from him. So we can't compare the two, but I will say Tucker Kraft, like how he handles himself. And there is a way in this business to be professional in those settings, and you can diffuse a lot of that commentary, right? Like how he handles himself, it can diffuse so much. And Tucker Kraft he's one of the best at it. I mean, everything he says, you just hang on it and you're like, I want to see him play ball because he is going to get his hands on somebody and be physical out there.
Well, and here's some more Tucker Kraft talking about what he plans to do now that he's back on the field?
Yeah, I'm just getting back on the horse. Hopefully I can now that I've gotten back to team reps, as I continue to accumulate reps, I hope I can continue to rise my game as well, take myself, to new heights rather than just return to pre-injury. They're going to take into account my rep range probably until halfway through the season. Then they're just going to pat me on the ass and send me out there and send me the wolves. So, how this offense is, I'm going to get as comfortable as I can playing those reps in those games that I was playing previously, those games when I was, 50 to 60 reps, 85 reps against the Cowboys in overtime. I mean, it's just the more you can do, all the hats I can wear in the offense. I want to bring everything to the table.
I love it. Do you think they're going to actually be able to manage him? I mean, again,
no.
This is where I'm saying
maybe for a game or two. Maybe for a game or two.
Yeah,
but that's it.
If you want your offense to run efficiently, he needs to be on that field. It's gonna be Micah Parsons-esque last year, right?
Yeah.
Like
first game or two, and that's it.
Yeah, they kind of eased a little bit, but he came in really, because it's gonna be hard if you only bring Tucker Kraft into the offense whenever it's a play designed for him to affect. It's gonna be hard for the offense to utilize him, right? So I do think you have to have him in the game, and just yes, you're gonna slowly ramp him up, but I think it's 2-3 games, and then he'll be rolling full go, and you won't see him off the field as long as he stays healthy.
Mason Crosby, percentage chance the tight end room that is today is not the tight end room going into week 1, because somebody else's tight end who gets released or loses their starting job, the Packers make a move for whether it's a veteran or an up-and-comer, just someone else in that room.
Yeah, this roster is going to evolve and change by the time the regular season starts. So if Luke Musgraves doesn't come off that PUP and isn't healthy, I feel like you're going to have to try to bring a veteran presence in, especially if you are trying to kind of limit Tucker Kraft's exposure for the first couple games. You're going to have somebody that just can step in and be a viable option early in the season. So I do not think that tight end room is set in stone at this moment.
Tucker Kraft was also asked about his contract, of course.
Well, that's a whole part of this process is me day in and day out, coming in, being consistent, stacking days without setbacks, and accumulating these reps now in a team setting so that they can see my health, and we can just keep taking the talks from there.
So there was a follow-up to that question, Mason, where he was asked about aren't you a little nervous though if you're cleared for 11 on 11s? One play could be a $60 million play.
Did you think about not doing the 11 on 11 stuff?
Never crossed my mind.
Okay, you could just be in the wrong spot at the wrong time. That's $60 million.
That's up to God. I've said this multiple times. In the Bible, over 350 times it says, "Do not fear." That's one of His greatest commandments. If something happens to me again, it's just up to God.
I love it. He's a ball player.
I mean, he's a ball player, but listen, it might be up to God, but you can also do things to protect yourself.
True.
Right?
I think the team should be also doing things
they
should be, and hopefully
they are, right?
Because it's everyone has an investment in this, right?
Yes.
He is a weapon for this team, and if they want to get to where they want to go, he needs to be a part of this. So they need to be wise with that. They're not going to expose him to bad situations, hopefully. Yes, and I think that was Bill Huber that was talking. I recognize his voice.
Okay.
I mean, it makes a great point, right? It is it might not be anything that you do, or somebody could roll into you and things like that.
Total accident.
But it's also, it's football. He could get paid and that happens, and then he never, is the same and doesn't, play again. And it's great. He has that money in his pocket, and you go about your business and all of those things. But I do think at the end of the day, his mentality is kind of the right one. I learned that through trial and error as well. If football and doing this becomes your only sole purpose in life,
right?
You're living an empty life.
Yes.
And so at the end of the day, he's I want to get paid what I deserve, and I want to play this game. But when this is all said and done, which it will end, it ends for everybody, usually sooner than you want it to.
Sure.
What are you going to be when that's all said and done? And money in your pocket's not going to, not going to make you a better person.
It's not going to define you.
It's not going to define you. Yeah. So,
all right.
So I like that his mentality is that, but yes, like in a business sense, you do have to be smart and protect yourself because you want to get that payday before anything else happens.
Continuing that conversation here on the Mason Crosby Show, 414-677-1250. Do you think the Packers should sign Tucker Kraft ASAP to a contract extension that will most likely make him the highest paid tight end in the NFL? Or should the Packers wait and see how his health is the first couple of weeks? And on the flip side, if you're Tucker Kraft, do you want to sign a contract right away, knowing you might leave a little money on the table? Because if you show in the first month or more that you are the best tight end in the NFL, you could make even more money. Does it behoove either side to make a deal immediately, to make a deal that Brian Gutekunst announces tomorrow at his 9 a.m. press conference? Or is this more of a wait and see how he reacts to 11-on-11s, how he reacts to hitting someone in a different uniform once the Vikings, once the matchup with the Vikings comes to fruition in week 1, and how that snap count looks? Mason, if you're the Packers, if you're Tucker, I mean, part of me just is like blinking lights, like just sign the deal, just sign the deal, just sign. Both sides, like for the Packers and for Tucker, like come to the number that makes the most sense and just sign the deal.
I think they would all be wise to get it done before that first regular season game. Like, I think if it doesn't get done there, not that Tucker or anyone, like they should like roll the dice and try to play out this season. Like he needs to be wise and sign if it's a fair deal, I think it behooves him to sign that deal and and protect himself financially, because you don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
And I think the Packers, not that it's their obligation to honor a player of his caliber with a contract. And if he gets hurt, then it's like, well, at least he's protected. But I do think it benefits everybody to have that deal done before week 1 so that they can ease him in, and they know it's all that. Because if I'm him and I'm his representatives, I would say well, this looks different if he doesn't sign a new deal.
Yeah.
If he doesn't sign a new deal before week 1, I'm trying to limit him even more. And that's going to hurt the Packers ultimately. So, so that deal needs to be good for both sides. But I think if they don't get a deal done before that Minnesota game, then I think both sides have missed a little bit here.
Let's see. 262, who once called us Sparky, is now calling us Rami to keep up the tradition, starting alive by calling us by the wrong name. Says, Rami, it's up to God does not mean that you don't have a role to play. It means you play your role. Do what is asked and expected without fear. So yeah, he is doing what he needs to do, but with no fear. I think we're on that same page, right?
Yeah,
right.
His faith allows him to do that. Everybody has a motivator, and Tucker's is because of his faith, he's saying that I have no fear of what will happen. I'm going to be the same person, whether I get a $60 million, payday or I'm playing under this contract I have right now, which is awesome for his heart of hearts that he can go out there and do that. Not everybody has that motivator, right? Some people are I need that money to protect me and help me to feel confident and comfortable that whatever happens, I'm safe and I'm good. So,
well, and it's, again, it's a conversation about what is your background? What is your upbringing? Some people come from a background where there was no money. And so
exactly.
Yes, they may have God in their lives, but they also understand the importance of, securing a future for their parents and their siblings and not just their kids, because of where they came from.
A lot and you get hurt, and there is an inherent risk when you step on that field in practice or in a game. And so the business of football is booming and it is great. So he has earned the right to get a big contract, and they will do that. But yes, there is a risk that if he gets hurt before that contract is signed, what does that look like? Right? It could be a significant loss of income. And that is the risk that he is taking every time he steps on the field. So I do hope that they get something done. And then I do think the second they get a deal done, like they can even be like, I don't know, like, can you be like even smarter with his stuff? Like,
I think so.
But Tucker
Right,
also
once you get the deal done. Yeah, because you want to protect your investment.
He needs those physical reps.
Right. He wants more.
Yeah, he
doesn't
wants
want
that
less.
contact, and he needs that physicality to kind of keep his edge. And there are certain guys that if you're not hitting people and like you're not expressing that physicality on a regular basis, like you kind of lose that edge. And so Tucker seems to be one of those guys.
So I think that's a valid point, but I think back to our previous conversation about the rest of the tight end room is appropriate here as well. Like, I don't want Tucker to get hurt. Like if I'm the Green Bay Packers and I sign Tucker to a 4-year, $80 million deal or whatever it looks like.
Yeah.
I don't want him to get hurt because I've made this investment. Right.
Yeah.
I also don't want him to get hurt because of like Musgraves can't stay healthy and Wiley's just a guy. Exactly. And the rest of these guys are like, you don't have a 1B. You don't have a next man up. Like Musgraves has proven time after time that he's not that guy, and he's not even available right now. So like, what I think they have to do something. They have to
get this deal done too, so then
right.
they know what they have to maybe go sign another tight end.
Yeah.
Like, is it a veteran that you have to sign for, $2 or $3 million a year, or
okay.
$4 million a year? Like, is it a guy that can actually play a role on this offense, or are you just going to roll with these young guys that have relatively little experience that you're not going to trust in a playmaking situation? They're going to be more blocking tight ends, functional tight ends on this roster, special teams guys. So I do think Tucker's contract also plays a role in who you can go and sign.
Yeah.
And the next moves you can make as this training camp comes to an end and you're looking to add a backup or pieces in different places. All of it ties together, and the quicker they can get this contract done, the cleaner this roster gets filled out. And then that kind of leads, the Tucker Kraft stuff and like thinking about injury and risk. It leads me to something, and I know you have some Matt LaFleur, stuff that we want to get to, and some of his comments on Aaron Banks, on hitting like the pressure and the contact on Jordan Love, because I saw was it Sorrell or Cox?
It was Sorrell who bull rushed Belton.
Are you more mad at Sorrell or are you mad at Belton?
You know what? Let's get into that conversation and an Aaron Banks conversation when we come back.
Let's get into that O-line.
Yeah, O-line. Because I want it to be what I want it to be. It's just not what I want it to be.
It's just not what it is.
It's just exactly. He's Mason Crosby. I'm Mitch Nellis, aka Thunder. We are the Mason Crosby Show.
Is Banks going to get that left guard job back when he's healthy, or is Burton maybe making your guys' decision?
I think he's going to make it extremely difficult. I think Jagger has done a really good job. I think not only him, but Monk. And so, you know, he hasn't been out there, so it's hard to say.
And did he have a procedure done between the offseason program and the start of camp? Because he was talking about how healthy he felt in OTAs.
I'll let him answer that.
This is the Mason Crosby Show. And boy, Matt LaFleur, let's see, that is from Friday. Matt LaFleur sure doesn't sound happy with high, overpriced, stinky face offensive lineman Aaron Banks.
Yeah, that didn't sound like a positive endorsement. Yeah.
No, it did not.
Positive. But again, like, isn't the head coach's job like injury stuff and like things like that? Like, I don't get why, like, if he had a procedure and someone asked you directly, like, I just remember being in that building. Like, I get it. It's his body, all that. But like, if he's not practicing because he's hurt and he had a procedure, does that not need to be disclosed?
Well, except he wasn't practicing and he didn't practice, but he was talking about how healthy he had felt.
Yeah.
So like, did they find something wrong even though he felt healthy and now he's worse? Did something go wrong? Is he just a weakling and can't rehab? Like, what's going on? Jager Burton, is that right?
Is that it?
Yeah.
Is it Jager, not Jaeger?
I think it's Jager because that's what they said. He was asked yesterday about potentially starting. Oh, I should probably turn the mic.
Jagger has done a really good job. I think not only.
Hold on.
Oh yeah, get them all.
No, all right. Let's pause that. Let's hit that.
Yeah, I mean, I might have said and lie. I mean, I think that's everyone's goal here. You know, you want to be on the field. It's a different thing being on the field versus not. But at the end of the day, I'm going to do whatever helps win the Packers football game. So whatever role that is, I'm excited for it.
That's good rookie speech. Good rookie speech.
He's a good young rookie. Yeah, he's been taught up well. Yeah, I mean, obviously Monk and Burton, both these guys are playing. They are playing significant.
They are available, Mason.
Minutes. They're available. Burton got a little dinged up
early,
and
he's
but
back.
Came right back.
Yep.
Yeah. So again, accountability, availability, being consistent, like all of those things play a big role in trust, not just from the coaches, but from your teammates as well. So that every minute, every day Aaron Banks isn't on that field, he's just losing a little piece of that. And and he hadn't like really earned it necessarily in Green Bay, right? Like he earned a contract to come there with some of his play there at the Niners, but in Green Bay, I don't know if he's earned that yet. And so not being available during camp, whether you're a veteran or not, it's clearly weighing on Coach LaFleur, and it's weighing on this team a little bit.
4-year, $77 million deal.
Yeah.
With the Green Bay Packers on March 18th, 2025.
My question is, can you afford, you can't afford to get rid of him probably at this point.
I don't know. I kind of want to.
But
I kind of want to, Mace. I kind of want to cut him.
If he is healthy, if he all of a sudden his knee's fine, he's healthy. Is he a backup? I don't know.
He started 14 games last year.
Yeah, which is
I would have thought less. Because he just seemed to make no impact whatsoever, positive or negative. I don't remember.
Obviously, our O-line was an issue,
right?
Giving up pressure to Jordan Love and all of that.
Yep.
And that's another question mark, right? If this O-line has another subpar year and gets Jordan Love pressured, because they're showing from even in training camp practice, Jordan Love in a clean pocket is elite.
Yep.
Under duress, stuff isn't as good, right?
Yep.
It's falling apart. So I think, and I don't know if that's partially Jordan Love, if that is it's the O-line's fault. Some people are saying, is our defense just that good? I hate that rhetoric, because it's also like we're going to play great defenses. Like our O-line should be able to stand up against a good defensive front.
It
like
should.
If they are good and if they're an elite offensive line. So, but Jordan Love needs to work on that. Like he needs to be good under duress. Like, can you still like his little back foot throws, some of that, like, and if he doesn't trust those guys in front of him, that's when it unravels. Like, is he truly under duress or is he just not trusting the guys in front of him? So there's a lot of pieces that need to be answered there and a lot of questions. And then my question to you then after that is like, if this O-line isn't good this year, like who's to blame? Is it who we brought in? Is it Steno? Is it the O-line? Like, is it Butkus? Like, is it like, why are they not getting better year in and year out?
So even before you get to that, we are the Mason Crosby Show, 414-677-1250, the Nicolay Law Talk and Text line. Are you concerned about the offensive line? 2 years ago, they were very good. Last year, they were very mediocre, if that. And they've made some changes, but they still seem to be playing this musical chairs. Before you get to Steno, before you get to Butkus, even before you get to LaFleur, I mean, I just said it. 4 years, $77 million. That's Goody.
Yeah.
Like that is a regardless, unless Banks comes back healthy and really does something good this year, and his being accountable and available solidifies that O-line for everyone else, which I don't expect to see happen based on his lack of availability already. Like, I think the entire offensive line mess is a Goody misplay of Aaron Banks and Elton Jenkins. Like, he messed this whole thing up by signing Aaron Banks and moving Elton Jenkins. He screwed up the whole offensive line last year, and like Belton, now Belton's moving positions. You know, Burton might be pretty good.
Tackle
right?
Because Zach.
Zebak.
Yeah. Let's just call him Zebak.
But like, don't move him. Like, if he's at a spot and he's good at that spot, don't move him because Zebak's out. Get the next guy playing.
Who's the next guy?
I don't know. And even if he stinks, like, get Belton as good as he can be at his position. Stop moving him. If Burton's going to play, great. Get Burton out there and get him at the position he's supposed to be at. So it starts with Goody. It then goes to LaFleur and his staff, whether it's Steno or Butkus, about like who's playing what position.
Yeah.
Because they messed up with the Banks Jenkins thing, and they continue to compound it by moving guys and flip-flopping and switching and playing musical chairs. Like, if a guy is at a position, let him play that position. Get your best right guard there. Get your best center there. Get your best left guard there. Don't move your best right guard to right tackle because the right tackle's out.
Very true.
Get whoever's next to right tackle. And even if he's not as good, like, let everybody else, because your right tackle's expected to come back.
Yeah.
So
It
let
should
your
be
right
back.
guard
Yeah.
get your reps at right guard, not at right tackle.
Exactly. Yeah. You got your right guard doing one-on-ones against a defensive pass rusher. And then I don't understand why Jordan Love is playing quarterback in one-on-one drills. Like, he should not be there if it's a one-on-one drill and getting blown up, if that was the case, right? Like, it just, some of these things just don't even make sense. But yes, it goes right to that 2025 free agency, Nate Hobbs and Aaron Banks was a miss. Like, even if Aaron Banks
was Goody
comes back
drunk?
and plays,
Was Goody
like,
drunk?
I don't know. Yeah, because like, you pay a guy like that,
he's smarter than
on
that.
the offensive line.
Yep.
Like, you bring someone in from another team. If you sign your own guys, like, people are like, all right, we just want them to be steady and consistent. Like, you hope they get a Pro Bowl. You maybe, if they can play at a Pro Bowl, all pro level, we're all super excited about that. But when you bring someone from another team and you give them a big payday, like, there's an expectation that they are going to be a stud, right? Like, it's like that guy needs to come in and he needs to be just a stud for your team. Injuries happen, all those things. Like, we can understand all that, but right now it doesn't even feel like, it just feels like this is one of those when LaFleur gets in front of the media and it's like the sad, like, it's a sad panda, like sad puppy, right? Like, it's just like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't like this. Like, talk to him. Like, I don't, like, I just don't even want to deal with this anymore.
Yep.
And that's
exactly
never a
right.
good spot whenever you got a guy that's getting paid that much money and you just don't even want to deal with those conversations anymore.
Yeah. Let's see. Tommy in Dallas says that he thinks Matt LaFleur is well aware that Banks did not have a procedure in the offseason, but I think he came into camp extremely out of shape, and LaFleur wants him to have to answer to that to the press himself. So I think it's either that or it's that Banks had a non-team sanctioned procedure just to clean something out. And again, it did not go the way it was supposed to go, or the recovery date was not cleared with the team. And he wants, regardless of whether it was a procedure or not, LaFleur wants Banks to have
come
to
back prepared.
Right. He wants Banks to have to answer that himself and take that personal responsibility to the media. I do think there's something to that.
That could be, I mean, that could be a possibility as well. But again, I don't always, I guess I don't understand that. And I know that's like some of the knock from fans about LaFleur, right? Like is non-confrontational, combat, like it's like kind of skirt around things and all of that. Like, I know they want him to maybe go at Ben Johnson some and all that. Like LaFleur's just he's not going to change his whole personality. Right. So it is what it is. And yes, he's just like, all right, I don't like what's going on. Banks didn't come back to our facility and training camp ready to play and be available for this team. So he needs to deal with all this now. And me personally, I don't like that's not the leadership that I would put out there, but that is kind of consistent with how LaFleur operates in this space.
Yep. 414-677-1250. Greg, who hates our guaranteed contracts, has some things to say. but what I'm extrapolating from his comment is kind of like, all right, so we have all this offensive line hullabaloo. What if, Mason, what if Jordan Love overperforms regardless? Like, what if the offensive line is not great, but what if Jordan Love is the Jordan Love we think he is and can be? And do you expect Jordan Love to be able to overcome whatever shenanigans happen to occur on the offensive line?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's his job to be able to handle all of that, right? Like, do they need to, like, if that offensive line is not what you want it to be, that's up to Love and LaFleur to build an offense and to do something. Do you move the offensive line? Do you do things where it's like Jordan Love's getting into space and on the edge? And like, again, that's where Tucker Kraft comes in, like pay the man so that he's available and you can use him as a weapon,
right?
Just getting the ball in playmakers' hands. Like, you've built this offense around the playmakers that you have. Let's utilize them. So if that offensive line is a weak spot, like that is LaFleur and Love's job to build that offense in a way that they can execute no matter what that line is doing. But
Mason, do you trust Matt LaFleur to share that responsibility with Jordan Love? Like, do you trust Matt LaFleur that he won't try to outsmart deficiencies on the offensive line, regardless of Jordan Love's strengths, and that he is ready to bring Jordan Love into those conversations?
Man, that is a great question there, Thunder. Yeah. I do think we're
not here for easy question Monday, I know, Mason. It's tough question Monday.
That is tough. That's tough question Monday. And I do think that's been the issue at times, right? Like in LaFleur's offense is that trying to outsmart instead of it just being like, okay, like, again, being truthful and like having those hard conversations and saying like, we are deficient at this. How am I going to just, innocent? Like, what's crazy is you have to simplify it after that, right? Yeah. Like, it's like, we're deficient here. We can't overcomplicate this now. We need to simplify it. And how do we run an offense that is going to still like embrace our strengths and protect us from our weaknesses, right? Instead of let's try to trick it all around. And now we don't even have an offense that we can hang our hat on, right? Yep. So like, I think that is going to be the toughest thing. If this offensive line doesn't gel again, how do they still try to have a consistent and a good offense? Even though that offensive line can't protect Jordan Love,
it's not
how do we
easy.
get the ball into playmakers' hands? How do we do things that can still keep the ball? And in my mind, I think you have to rev up the pace of this offense.
Yes.
Like, I think that's the way you protect
and we've seen
line.
how productive they've been when the pace does get revved up. Johnny was here. Johnny just called it from New Hampshire and just hung up. And I was literally about to go to him.
Come on,
so I'm
Johnny.
kind of like, and I kind of want to know where he was from in New Hampshire because I know a little in New Hampshire. So,
Nice.
real quick, I know there's an article up on ESPN right now. NFL future pro rankings 27 through 29. I have no idea, like who's sitting around at ESPN's like, hey, we're not interested enough in this 26 season coming up. Let's see who the best future rankings are.
That is wild.
It's bizarre. They have Seattle number 1. They have Green Bay number 7 overall. And they do like an overall roster excluding quarterback, then coaching, then front office. So, and I don't know what the individual rankings are, but the Packers got like an 81 for their overall roster, but an 89 for their quarterback, an 86 for coaching, and an 82 for front office. So clearly quarterback is highly thought of for 27 through 29. Mason, I don't care. Like we're here for 20, like
the future rankings,
right? Like what a weird thing to do. Like 3 weeks away from do that in May, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Do that like do that right after the draft.
They have some intern that like is trying to make a splash, and they feed they had this idea and they fed it to one of their writers and they put it out there. Like
so weird.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Futures. Can you bet on that? Can you bet on like future success?
I'll bet you can bet on like
2027 records.
I'll bet you can bet on 2020. I bet you could find, I don't know if Potawatomi Sportsbook will do it, but I bet you could find a casino in Vegas that would let you bet on, that would give you, like they wouldn't give you an over-under for all 32 teams. But if you went in there and you were like, hey, can I get a Packers over-under for 27? They have a formula and they'll come up with it.
Hey, so they're doing it for all
Kalshi,
of that.
or just go to Kalshi, bro.
Yeah,
just
you can
go to
do anything
Kalshi and
on
do
there.
it. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
I bet I actually had Mason Crosby wearing a black hat today on the Growth Law video stream.
Nice.
And nailed that. I made 25 cents today.
Oh, heck yeah.
Remember, you can watch us on the Growth Law video stream, Instagram, X, Facebook, all the places where you watch us, generally at WI Sports Radio. I think on Facebook, we're still Sports Radio 1250, which is our Milwaukee hub. But I'm sure we're working on, I don't know what the rules are with like changing your name on Facebook and all that sort of stuff, but just find us. If you're injured, find Growth. Growth gets it. Groth. It's all good. We'll come. Yeah, we will. We will come back. And somebody just wrote, why the blank do you even look at anything ESPN, much less believe them ever? I don't believe them ever. But they've headlines. They've newsworthy headlines. I look at other sites too. I just happened to see that and it was such a weird thing to put up that I mentioned it. Not
a lot of head scratchers. I think it's more thought provoking and like you're like, why is this even happening right now?
Right.
So
Vikings lose a player for the year. Cowboys gain a player for the year. We'll talk about that and more during Mason's Extra Points.
Yeah, let's get into it. I was going to ask about that, the whole Von Miller thing, with Micah being out. Was that something that Packers maybe missed on?
And Jamal Adams out for the year for the Vikings. Sad news for him and the Vikings, not for the Packers.
Can't catch a break. That guy, he was like the best of the best for a while, and then just has fallen off the face of the earth.
He's Mason Crosby. I'm Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder. We are the Mason Crosby Show.
Yes, sir.
I want to know what you're thinking.
What's on Mason Crosby's mind today?
Now I'm thinking.
It's time for Extra Points, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis.
Tell me what's on your mind.
On the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
All right, great Monday here on the Mason Crosby Show.
Great
Thanks,
show. Great
Thunder,
show.
for bringing it as always. Yeah, a lot on my mind. Trying to piece it all together as I'm about to take my 16-year-old to get his driver's license.
Oh
at
yeah,
4
let's
o'clock.
go.
So
Let's
we'll have
go.
hopefully good news that he passed it on the first time and that he is now able to help and drive all over the place, which is exciting and scary all at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah, and something on my mind is like when I saw this Von Miller thing and saw him sign with the Cowboys. Just my first question was like, do you think the Packers had a conversation? Do you think they're even like considering any of those things? Like now that LVN has his shoulder dinged up, like is there any concern? Or are we just rolling with our guys and just wait until Micah comes back?
I mean, Matt LaFleur did speak yesterday about how encouraged he's been by the D-line room.
Yeah, they have looked good.
And that guys, as much as he was mad, he didn't, at yesterday's practice, he hasn't spoken since he eviscerated Sorrell for bull rushing Belton back into Love.
So I don't understand that. Like,
what do you mean?
I get if you swoop a guy and you you get around the guy and you hit arm, like you reach for the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But if an offensive lineman can't hold his ground.
My guess is that he didn't stop. Is that he bull rushed him into Love and then kept going, as opposed to
he felt the contact.
Right. Once the contact with Love happened, he didn't let up. Like
I'm guessing Sorrell can't see much through Belton though.
Probably true. That's a good point. Dude is a big man.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
That kind of stuff is tough for me. Sometimes, I get it. Yes, you have to protect Jordan Love, at all costs. And that is LaFleur's job is to, make sure that stuff is addressed. But I would be a little more frustrated with Belton for not being able to hold his ground against a much smaller, defensive end like Sorrell.
I agree.
In that situation.
Real quick, I think that it might be a great commentary on that Rashawn Gary stinks. That the Cowboys felt like they had to go get Von Miller.
That's a good point. They did just trade for Rashawn Gary
and extend him. I don't know. He's 37. I feel like this has got to be 10 plays a game that he just pin your ears back.
Is this just a Jerry Jones he's from Texas?
Yeah, exactly.
It's all right, let's.
And that's why I think
let's sell some tickets. We're gonna get a in-state guy and bring him in for his swan song there. Yeah.
Not big names, but John U. Smith, Will Dissly, a couple of guys who can play tight end in the league are free agents. I think Njoku just signed with the Chargers. He had been a late free agent also. I mean, so there's a couple guys out there. Zach Ertz is coming off an injury at the end of last year, but he might be a guy who at some point, I don't know.
Yeah, because when Tucker Kraft is kind of limited in his, his play making and his catching, ability there. We just don't want him getting hit a lot.
You need a tight end.
You need someone that can run route. You have guys that are going to be more of the fullback blocking tight ends, like the Wileys and the Dabneys of the world, but you need a guy that can run routes and just at least get you 5-6 yards.
I agree. Real quick, I want to give one more bout of flowers to Logan Henderson. Logan Henderson now has 17 career starts. The league leaders in starts generally have 34. So he has pitched half a season so far in his career. He's 10-2. So he's on pace for 20-4. He has a 2.44 ERA, a 0.9 whip. Anything under 1 is unworldly.
That's insane.
He's on pace for 216 strikeouts and 40 walks, but a better than 5-to-1 ratio. This is crazy. I know Miz is unbelievable and he throws 104, but Logan Henderson is out of this world.
Yeah.
He is absolutely.
He's fun to watch pitch.
Yeah.
How he his action, all the stuff that he does.
Yeah. There's a little Greg Maddux in there.
Ooh.
There's a little Greg Maddux in there.
The professor. Let's go.
Yeah. If
another shout out that I, as a golf fan, I was didn't throw earlier. Scotty,
I saw that 8 under or something, or
he won by 8.
He won by 8. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know. It's insane.
Rory was a mess, by the way, right? I saw.
Rory is a mess,
Yeah,
and Scheffler just passed him in the all-time money list.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
All right. Good for
Little
you,
feud
Scotty. You go
happening
get
there.
it.
Go get it, Scotty.
Hey, good. Nolan, drive home, buddy.
Good
Let's
luck,
go.
buddy. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Hopefully it goes well, and
Yep.
he's a new driver. Look out on the roads, people.
Yep. Brewers are off tonight, so everybody's watching Monday Night Raw.
Yep, dialed in.
Solo
Be
Sikoa
locked in.
joining the bloodline again. We'll see how that goes. He's Mason Crosby. I'm Mitch Nelson. We are the Mason Crosby Show.
Later.